Most people believe strength is found in speaking faster, responding quicker, and proving themselves in every moment. But the warrior learned something different long ago. The one who responds the least often controls the field. When you feel the urge to explain, defend, or react, that is not confidence speaking. That is the ego asking to be fed. And every time you answer that call, you give away power you did not need to lose. In the writings of Miyamoto Musashi, the undefeated swordsman of Japan, there is a quiet warning, repeated again and again. Do not rush your mind. Do not reveal yourself without necessity. Do not engage where there is nothing to win. Musashi understood that mastery was not only about the sword, but about restraint, timing, and silence. The warrior who reacts to everything is already defeated. Chapter 1. The Noise of Reaction. Ken was not a weak man, but he was exhausted. At work, in conversations, even at home, he felt pulled into constant explanation. Someone questioned his decision, and he defended it. Someone misunderstood him, and he corrected them. Someone provoked him, and he answered immediately. By the end of each day, his mind felt scattered, and his presence was thin. What Ken did not realize was that his energy was being drained not by effort, but by reaction. Every unnecessary response was a small surrender of control. The samurai would have recognized this pattern instantly. To react without choice is to let others dictate your inner state. Chapter 2. The Warrior's Pause. In Bushido, the way of the warrior, discipline begins before action. A samurai was trained to pause, even in danger, even in insult. This pause was not weakness or hesitation, but clarity. In that silence, the mind returned to center, and action became deliberate instead of emotional. Musashi wrote that one should not be influenced by feelings of love or hatred in combat. The same applies to modern life. When you respond automatically, you are fighting on terrain chosen by someone else. When you pause, the terrain becomes your own. Chapter 3. The First Act of Restraint. Ken encountered this lesson by accident. During a meeting, a colleague criticized his work in front of others. His chest tightened, and the familiar words rose quickly to his tongue. But, for reasons he could not explain, he stayed silent. He took one breath, then another, and allowed the moment to pass. Nothing collapsed. No respect was lost. In fact, something shifted. The room moved on, and later, that same colleague approached him privately with a different tone. Ken realized then that silence had not diminished him. It had protected him. Chapter 4. Thinking like a warrior. Zen training taught warriors to empty the mind, not to fill it with constant judgment. The less cluttered the mind, the sharper the perception. Responding less is not about apathy, but about precision. A warrior does not strike at every movement, only at the opening that matters. Ken began to apply this principle deliberately. He stopped answering messages immediately. He let comments sit without reply. He spoke only when his words added weight, not noise. Each day he removed one unnecessary reaction, like a blade trimming excess. Chapter 5. Identity over emotion. Musashi believed that a warrior must know who he is before the fight begins. When identity is clear, reaction becomes unnecessary. Insults no longer hook you. Praise no longer intoxicates you. You move according to principle, not mood. Ken stopped asking himself how he felt about each situation and started asking who he intended to be within it. A man of discipline does not rush to defend himself. A man of presence does not chase validation. This shift was quiet, but it was permanent. Chapter 6. The Strength of Non-Engagement. One of the most misunderstood forms of strength is non-engagement. The samurai knew when to step forward and when to let the opponent exhaust themselves. Many conflicts survive only because both sides keep feeding them. Silence starves what does not deserve attention. Ken noticed that some provocations simply disappeared when unanswered. Others revealed themselves as harmless once ignored. His life did not become smaller by responding less. It became cleaner. Chapter 7. Small, non-negotiable actions. This transformation did not come from dramatic changes, but from small rules. Ken decided he would wait 10 seconds before responding in moments of tension. He decided he would not explain himself unless asked. He decided that silence was his default, not his defense. These were not techniques, they were disciplines. Like the daily practice of the sword, they shaped his mind through repetition. Over time, his presence grew heavier, even when he said nothing at all. Chapter 8. The Calm Center. Zen speaks of the unmoving mind, the state that remains steady regardless of circumstance. This is not emotional numbness, but grounded awareness. When you respond less, you give yourself the space to observe. Observation leads to understanding, and understanding leads to correct action. Ken found that people listened more closely when he finally spoke. His words carried intention because they were no longer wasted. He had learned the warrior's secret. Silence is not absence, it is preparation. In the end, thinking like a warrior is not about domination or control over others. It is about mastery of the self. The less you respond, the more you see. The more you see, the less you are moved by what does not matter. And in that quiet center, strength becomes effortless.